It is.
Yeah. Come on over here. So the goal for today, what we want to learn, close your legs around me. What we want to learn today is that when we stand up in the guard, it does not matter if we get knocked over backwards. So what we're gonna review the passing that we did on Monday, and then we're gonna start looking at the ways he can knock us over backwards and how to counter that so that we don't worry about getting knocked over backwards. Our goal of standing up is to open his legs. And if he knocks us over backwards, his legs are gonna get opened, and that's all we want. That's all that matters. So how we're gonna start in this position right now today is I'm gonna grab both lapels, and I do this because he's gonna be trying to grip my hands, right? I wanna get both lapels together, and I wanna create a post right here. But I start by grabbing his lapels, so if he grabs my arm and tries to move it around, like I have some anchor here, he can't. My concern is that he gets his arm across the center, or my arm across the center line of his body, or he gets my arm above his shoulders, okay? I don't want either of those things to happen. So when we start, I grab the lapel. Now if he tries to move my arms around, right, I have some anchor here, and it stops me from getting into bad position for a second. I'm gonna match the lapels together, and then I'm gonna twist the gi if I can, and make a post right here, right at the bottom of his chest. So I wanna cover his stomach and his chest. So right here in this spot, that's the post. I'm not pushing him, okay? This is only if he tries to sit up. So he right, this is to keep him off of me. Or if he pulls me down to brace me, but I'm not trying to smash him. If I'm sitting here, it's nice and loose, okay? And then I want to get a grip here. Later, maybe Friday, if we don't get there today, we'll look at what to do if he doesn't let me grab that. If I try to grab this and he just doesn't let me, I'll come to here, and that's different. So we're gonna start here. And then I'm gonna get a hook grip on his sleeve, and I'm gonna bring my elbow to my hip. I don't worry about his leg. I don't come here. I don't try to do any of this stuff. I bring my elbow to my hip. That's what I want. This is the position we're gonna start in right here. And then my hips are kind of like rolled under a little bit, right? So I'm not here. I don't have an arch in my back. I come to this position. Another important detail is my knees. If my knees are really wide, we can pick his hips up. No, wait. So don't just grab me, but like lift your hips up. So grab your feet together. Yeah, so he brings his hips up. So he bridges up, and then he drops his hips and pulls me with his leg, right? So I have to be worried about that. So what I do to counter that is I kind of pinch his hips with my legs. Now he tries to do it, right? It's a lot stronger, right? Yeah. Okay. So that'll buy me a minute or a couple seconds. So I'm here, I get the sleeve grip, and I come to here. We looked at on Monday, I'm gonna rock forward, bring my weight over my hands as I step up with the side that I have here. And when I step up, this leg rotates out. So now I'm in this position. My head is over my hands. Right here, it doesn't matter if I'm leaning forward a little bit, okay? He tries to mess with my base or knock me over, go ahead. Oops. Like I'm strong here, okay? And then when I'm ready, I stand up. Try to keep your legs together. Okay, when I'm ready, I stand up, and then I kind of get myself square to him. And now I come to good posture. So you can keep your legs together if you want.
Yeah.
Okay. If you can't, that's okay. So we're here. We've set up our grips. Okay. I'm going to step up here and rotate this leg out. And then I'm going to step up here, and I'm going to pick him up with me, and I'm going to bring my legs a little bit close together. Right here, I'm going to have to free this hand a little bit. Boom. That's okay. Come here. So we're here. We're here. I'm pinching the knees together under his hips. I'm getting this post. I'm getting this sleeve, and I'm coming to here. I step up and I turn out, and then I stand up, and then I come up here. My feet are square. That's okay. almost everything he wants to do on the ground. And when we stand up here, he needs 2 hands. Right now, he only has 1 hand because I'm controlling this. I lean over, I post in here, I straighten my arm, and then I just follow him down. I'm gonna bring 1 knee through. I'm gonna get the underhook. I'm gonna bring my shoulder to his chest, and then I'm gonna slide up so that my deltoid, like the outside of my arm, catches his jaw. I'm gonna post my head on the ground, lift my hips up, bring that knee through, scoop the arm. We're in this position, okay? And I have this, and he just does not let me get this. He's not gonna let me get that. He's gonna do that or whatever. So I can't stay here forever because he is in a, okay, this is a contentious debate, but he can attack me with a lot of high percentage submissions. Okay, I almost said he's in a better position, but people will argue about that. The reason why is because his hips are on top of my hips. Okay, so he has submission attacks that he can do here that are high percentage. I have some submission attacks where I can attack his legs or a couple chokes, but they're very low percentage. And as you get to a higher and higher level in jiu-jitsu, you'll never be able to do them or very rarely be able to do them. So I can't hang out here forever. That's not good for me. So in the circumstance that I can't get this arm, I'm going to grab the pants right here. Okay, so I'm just gonna get a pants grip. Okay, I'm gonna grab the grip, I'm gonna twist a little bit here, and I'm gonna bring this here. Okay, if he were to open his legs and start attacking me from here, I could just pin his hips to the ground and stay safe. In this circumstance, okay, I have to be very careful with the legs that I step up with. Like before, I had this here and this here. Okay, so I could step up with this leg and I didn't have to worry about him grabbing it. When he has that hand there, he can grab either leg. But this arm is the arm that's weak, the one that's exposed to attack, I should say, instead of weak. So if I were to step up with the same leg, right, I'm giving him easy attacks on this arm. And I don't want to do that. So if I'm in the circumstance where I'm grabbing the pants, I'm now going to lean my head over my hands and step up with this leg here. Okay. He might still grab my foot, but this arm isn't exposed to attack because it's tight into here. And then I can stand up and we're going to do the same thing, except now, since his arms are free, okay, there's a couple things that could happen. He might just reach for my leg with that arm, in which case I can let go of the pants. I can grab the cuff and I can come up and do what we were doing before. Okay. Or I might not get it. He might grab my leg. His legs are already open. He might come over here and try to grab my leg here. So go ahead on the outside. And in this scenario, what's going to happen is I'm going to, wait, not yet. Not yet. So in this scenario, what I'm going to try to do is put all of my weight on one leg because I can't go backwards. But if I put all of my weight on one leg and I just do that by shifting my head over that foot, I can kick my leg forward and then step backwards and start passing here. So we're here. I pair this up. He doesn't let me get that. So I come into here. Since I have my hands changed now, I'm gonna step up with this leg. And then I'm gonna step up with this leg, and we can look at, he's gonna drop his legs and try to sweep me, okay? So as he opens his legs and try to knock me over backwards, go ahead. You have to open your legs, yeah. Drop your hips. I'm gonna lean here, kick through, and come back. So that's one option. I'm gonna give you another one, and then we're gonna do both of them, okay? So let's say I went through the whole thing. I got up here. I tried to do that, but I failed and he knocks me over. So go ahead, knock me over. As we go down, I pinch my knees together because now he tries to get up. Yeah, he had to take his leg out. Like if I'm open like this, he can just come up on top of me, right? And he gets into mount. So if I get knocked over backwards, I pinch my knees together. Now he tries to get on top of me. It stops him, okay? So I lean back, I open my arms, I bridge my hips, it exposes his feet here. And then I choose a side to come up on. I let go of the leg and I come up here, and now I'm working on passing. And you can do all sorts of passes. So there's another very common sweep that people do. So I'll show you. Come here. So we're in the guard. We just stand up. Just go ahead and stand up. So he stands up. Go ahead. There's a sweep that people do where they get an underhook here and they post their hand here and push their hip into the knee and come like this. Okay? This is also very common. So it sounds like we're going to learn the sweep and the defense at the same time. Like, it's different now because my legs are around his body, right? And my hips are coming up. But he can still stop me from getting up. The only thing he has to do he's not going to post, okay? This is a temptation, is to reach out and stop. But if he reaches out with his arm, then I arm bar him. Okay? So you cannot reach out with the arm like this. There's two things you can do. One, you can take your elbow and clamp it on my hip, right here, tight to my hip. Now when I try to get up, right? And now he can keep me away with his hip, with his arm, by keeping my hips here. He can move his hips back and get on top of me, right? Not so far, just a hair, just a tiny bit, like an inch or two. Like, he'll move his hips back like an inch, and then he pulls this knee under his body. So and now lift your hips up, a knee comes under, and now he's on top of me and he's controlling my hip. Okay? So you can use the elbow. Then the other thing you can do, I gotta put my belt on, because people generally have the belts on. Okay? But this falls off in competition all the time. So if it's not there, you do what he did, or you can just do that if you like it. But if the belt is there, you can grab the knot. Okay? So we'll look at the same thing that happens. We're here. For the sake of this drill, the top person is just going to stand up. Okay? The bottom person is going to get an underhook here, and they're going to bridge the hips into the leg, knocking him over here. So the other thing he can do is he can grab my belt. Right? If he's grabbed, now he can post his arm. If he's grabbing my belt, don't worry about this. Just put your arm straight. If he's grabbing my belt, I can't arm bar him because I can't catch his elbow. Right? My belt would have to come up to my chest. Right? So if he's on my belt, right, he can post his arm out and push his hand into my belly. So you can straighten your arm, make a fist, push it into my belly. Now I try to arm bar him. I don't have it, right? It's too shallow. So, or a good rule of thumb that you can think to yourself is, if you're not grabbing the belt, so you can let go of this. A good rule of thumb is you should never move your hand past the belly button, right? So if he has to, he can put his hand on my hip here. I can't arm bar him unless he comes up here. But if he's pushing into me hard on the hip, then I pull his hand up and it slides over. He's in trouble now. Okay? So the safest is probably to grab the belt and trap my hip with the elbow. We're here. Now he gets up on this arm. Okay, I can't get on top of him. He gets up here. He gets up on his arm. Yep. Now he pulls this leg under his body as he moves his hips back, just a hair, just a tiny bit. So he lifts his hips up. He moves that leg back. And now he's on top of me, controlling my hip. And I'm in a really bad position. So even if they do that sweep, it doesn't matter if they knock you over. You're still getting on top and you're still starting to pass with control of the hip.